How hard should my clients be working out is a very common question. And when it comes down to it, if you're familiar with the RPE scale, I generally want people to be around a 7 to an 8, occasionally hitting a 9, and occasionally being around a 6. But if you're unfamiliar with RPE, it's basically a 1 to 10 scale. 1 is you're not working out, and 10 is like, this is the hardest thing in the world. So if you understand that well enough, then that's good enough understanding of the RPE scale. So generally I want people to be about a 7 or 8. So if I have like newer clients, one thing that's very common for newer clients is to go like 10 all the time, balls to the wall, and they think that's how hard it has to be. And that's always a good kind of teaching moment. You can tell them like, you don't have to work out as hard as fucking possible every single time you work out. It can be pretty hard, sure, but like you don't need to be crawling out of the gym to make progress. So like for people who are doing like just circuit training, like if you're just doing like the new client programming, that type of stuff, I just wanted to feel pretty hard for them, but not so hard again that they have to crawl out of the gym. Now, when it comes to like programming, specifically like strength clients, then it does get a little bit more granular as far as kind of like recommendations. So generally the recommendation for the main lift is I want about 2 good reps left in them when they're doing the workout. So they should be pretty confident that they can definitely get 1 rep, maybe 2 reps when they're done doing their rep. So if they're doing a set of 10, they should do 10 and be like, I think I could have got 12. Kind of, that's exactly where I want most people to be, because again, it's holding them back enough where they're not grinding through weights that they shouldn't be grinding. They're not contorting their body in weird kind of ways. And also it saves enough energy that they recover pretty quickly, so they can still train pretty intensely throughout the entire week. Like I'm looking for people to train 4 times per week, so they don't need to be doing a 10 workout 4 days per week, because they're going to be trashed by that. So you want them to hold back just a little bit so they can steadily progress throughout the entire weekend for like months and years to come. When it comes to the secondary lifts for someone like that doing the barbell type movements, generally they're going to be about a 7-ish on the hardness scale. I'm always going to step back the percentages a little bit. I'm always going to step back the reps a little bit, because that it necessarily has to be a little bit lighter, because we've already expended a lot of energy and strength doing the main lift. And then after that, if they're doing circuits, whatever, they can go have fun doing circuits. I mean, if they want to push themselves a little bit on circuits, that's fine. I generally don't prescribe too much of an RP scale on the final piece of the workout, because that's where I want people just to kind of go at their own pace. So if they're feeling really good that day, they can crush it a little bit harder. If they want to hold back a little bit today, that's totally fine too. So that's just pretty much simply how I do it. Again, about a 7 to an 8 on the RPE scale. Hold people back a little bit who need holding back a little bit. You're usually not going to have to push people too hard, but you can push people a little bit more too, obviously, if their weights are too light and that type of stuff. But again, 7 to 8 RPE scale is kind of what I'm shooting for most people.